So like I've been in this band since I was 14. I'm 38, like 24 years. Like I don't want to be in a band anymore.
Hi, I'm Emily from Blood, and today I'm talking to Tom Williams from Stray from the Path. How you going, Tom?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for talking to me.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to chat to me as well. I'll jump straight in. So, obviously, you guys have decided to kind of call it quits after this. How
Mhm.
hard was it to decide that this was the end and not just a hiatus? Were there any doubts, or did you feel pretty resolute on that decision once you came to it?
Yeah, I mean the idea kind of stemmed from me. I've been in this band for since I was like 14. Obviously, it was started as a local band just under the same name. Me and four other people, and then Drew joined, and then it became a lot more of a full-time thing. And so like I've been in this band since I was 14. I'm 38, like 24 years. Like I don't want to be in a band anymore. Like I've been in a band for my entire life. So and I'm happy with where we did. I don't want it to be, I look at being in the band like a professional athlete almost, where it's like, you start when you're 18 and you kind of start to fizzle out when you're 38, and like I want to be remembered for like this record and the record before it and putting on like the best shows and not wait for it to be like, oh, okay, well, now we're 42 and making records still and they're not as good as the last one. And not to say that we couldn't do it, but like, I just felt I felt that like personally my passion was kind of going elsewhere. I have a family now and I have a full-time job now that like I started to prioritize, and then it felt weird not doing Stray 100% and doing it like 90% or 80%. I mean, obviously when I'm doing it, I'm doing it 100%, but it just like started to kind of just not be my driving, purpose in life anymore. Right. So like, and then, even for the other guys, like everyone's got some stuff that they're working on, and like, it's honestly that they're good at. Anthony, our bass player, he's written movies, like multiple, and they're fucking sick. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend, like they're fucking awesome. And like I wanted, he should go pursue that. And like, Drew opened a studio in New York, and like he hasn't really been able to start that because he does this shit, and Greg does the downbeat, and like, passionate about clothing, and he's a great interviewer. His fucking show rules. So it's like everyone go do that. Everyone go do that. I'm gonna go do this. Also, like, who gets to leave on their last record? You know what I mean? I think that's a fucking cool, poetic, romantic way to go out. Of like, here's our last album, and all the shows this year will be our last. That's it. I'm not. Look, I'm a wrestling fan, right? So like, you never say never. I don't know if in 10 years our shit blows up, and we're still really great friends. So like, if we all want to play again, like, we'll fucking play again. As of now, you couldn't fucking literally pay me to play more. I'm at my limit. I'm happy with what we did. I'm happy with where we're gonna leave off, and I want to be remembered for that, and not like wait for it to start dying down, fizzling out, and like, again, not that it was, but you could just kind of see down the road that like if all of our heads aren't in this, then it's a disservice to the band. It's a disservice to the people that support the band, and I just don't want to do that. I want to leave a legacy behind it like I'm proud of.
Oh, for sure. I think it's much better to call it when you're kind of at that point than, yeah, let it fizzle out and kind of go that kind of
Hmm.
way. And you
People get forced into retirement all the time. Like if Chino quit the Deftones tomorrow, are the Deftones going to still happen? No. When Zach quit Rage, did Rage continue? Like, no. Like, people fucking die and shit. You know what I mean? Like shit happens, and then you're boom, you're retired. Whereas this is like, hey, let's put out our album. Let's say it's our last. Again, this one and the one before it are our best, and let's go fucking do a victory lap, and then let's go live our lives. You know what I mean?
And Clockworked is definitely a really amazing send-off, I think, for Stray for the Path. There's a lot of fury in it, but also that kind of sense of finality. Was it, I guess, important to you that you really come out swinging with this last one? I know you said the decision was kind of made a few weeks prior to bringing it out, so it obviously wasn't front of mind at the very start, but did that kind of come into the process at all?
I mean, we're always trying to just one up ourselves, I mean, the one thing that does suck is like I feel like we're making our best music with me and Craig right now, because me and Craig are like, everyone helps, but like me and Craig are the main songwriters. And like this is our fourth album. I feel like me and him do probably have more in us. But yeah, so we all leave it on the field. Like we could, again, we wrote instrumentally wrote this record in a week, literally. Like I think if you lock me and Craig in a room together and said you have 24 hours to write a record, or else you're both dead, like we could do it. You know what I mean? Because like we just have this fucking like really cool, like Liam and Noel kind of fucking chemistry where it's just like we know each other and like when someone does something, we all kind of look at each other and just get it. So yeah, we're always trying to one up each other. And, there's plenty of stuff to be angry about. So like lyrics just kind of fell into place too.
Speaking of being plenty of stuff to be angry about, how do you maintain that anger or fire when it comes to, I guess, in your lyrics and just in your general messaging for the band constructively without burning out or going numb to the world around you? Because I think that can be a pretty common thing to happen when people are kind of getting into it like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what the first track of the record is. Kubrick's there. That idea lyrically came from me because I can picture myself where I was just scrolling on my phone and one video I saw of a guy literally get shot in the face. Like, and then what I did instead of like, oh my God, that's crazy, I just kept going. And then I literally stopped myself. I was like, wait a second, like that should be the craziest thing anyone ever sees. But like, I just didn't, I don't say I didn't care, but like, I was just like, seen it before. That's where that whole like, oh, just walk it off. Like that's just that's what everyone tells you to do, and that's honestly what you have to do. Oh, I saw this today. What am I going to see tomorrow? And then it's just like, oh, fucking, babies getting bombed, by fucking, Israel. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, well, I see that now. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, what's tomorrow? Oh, the cops strangled this person to death. Like, oh, that's crazy. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, like ICE detaining people, like fucking just grocery shopping that are American citizens, and now they're fucking in some crazy concentration camp. It's just like everything is crazy. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. I don't think it's funny, but like that's what that song was. It's just like everything is so jarring. It should be so insane, but it's just not because everything is insane, and it's just insanity is just so normal now.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely something most people experience, that kind of you're just doom scrolling and you're like, everything is worse than the last, and it becomes very hard to, I don't know, wrap your head around it. I think you
Mhm.
guys have always really lyrically leaned into real world rage about political and human rights issues on a global scale and also more locally to you guys in the US. Some that stick out to me are Can I Have Your Autograph and Fuck Them All to Hell. I feel like they're huge examples of that direct approach on Clockworked. Do you think that bands today are still afraid to speak that directly a lot of the time? And if so, do you think there's any reasons why?
No, I don't. I mean, look at what we're looking at. I mean, Kneecap, Fontaine's DC, Bob Dylan, like no, and look at what happened to them too. Like they're all popular than they've ever been. And I'm not saying because that's why they did it. I'm saying that because they did it, people are like, I want to fuck with those people, and now everyone's coming to support these bands, right? And that's awesome. So I do think we see a fair share of people speaking out. We're talking about bands or fans? I mean, I guess both of them. Like they're
Yeah, a bit
people
of
are
both.
people are over it. They're over it. I mean, look at fucking David Draymond did this Ozzy Osbourne thing. Fucking they booed his ass. And it's like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? Like, like that's the biggest thing. Like, when we Can I Have Your Autograph? It's just like, even if you can justify it as like you're supporting your people, even if you can, even if that's like acceptable, glorifying war by autographing a bomb that's going to be dropped on civilians is demented. Now he's facing that backlash now. You know what I mean? And as he should. That was his choice, and whatever. I mean, he still backs it up. So it's just like, okay. Now it's like, do you want to listen to them or do you want to listen to fucking Kneecap? You know what I mean? So it's like, and people are gravitating to that. So like, Can I Have Your Autograph got like a lot of people's attention, and people are like, oh, cool, I'm a Straight from the Path fan now because they just want to support stuff that people that feel like they're on their side of. It's insane that there even needs to be a sign of like a side between like kill children or don't kill them. You know what I mean? It's just like, again, I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable, not because it's funny.
No, totally get it. 100% agree. And I think there has been a huge shift, like, especially it feels like it's kind of compounding, or especially over the last few months, I guess, kind of like European and American festival season as it happens, and more bands are speaking out at those events. But it's been very good to see.
I think it's awesome. Like I don't think that people are holding back.
Yeah,
If that's what the question is. I don't think they are. I think as of now, you're seeing more people come out and speak their mind.
For
as we should.
sure. And now I'm going to do a bit of a pivot back to Clockworked. I would love if you could talk me through the final track, Alive in Four Chapters. It feels like a really fitting send-off for you guys, so I'd love to know what the song means to you and the story behind it, if you can share.
Oh man, where do I start? When we made this record, we didn't know it would be our last, but like coincidentally, the record ends with Drew saying peace, which is like, in New York, you say, all right, peace. Like that's how I'm leaving. So like it was almost like we did subconsciously know, but you're striving towards peace and happiness and like it's just kind of doubting if it does exist because like the song ends with give peace a chance, it never stood a chance. Like it's a very kind of fucking doomy kind of exit or conclusion to the band, I guess, which is crazy. But like it starts with Kubrick Stare, where it's like that song is very much about again, like I was saying, like you're looking at all this stuff and you're just so desensitized to it, and it's just like, and then again, you're seeing kids get fucking murdered, and you're seeing ICE agents like rip apart families. This goes back to euthanasia, where it's like the cover was a button, and the button was supposed to represent you push it, and that's it for everybody. That's probably what we still need. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's tough to talk about because it's like it's just tragic. You know what I mean? Like and now it's like I have a family and so you think a lot about how all this stuff is going to affect them, and it just starts getting dark. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if even know if I answered the question, but I'm just speaking.
No,
Yeah.
no, you definitely answered it. Thank you. I really appreciate you sharing. So you've been part of Stray since the very start. I guess I'd love to know, what are you most proud of from this 20 plus year run? Not just musically, but what it meant to you, what it meant to fans.
We're extremely lucky and fortunate because to be in a band, you need to kind of be very fucking dumb and like because it's very hard. There's no like financial reward. Like we are not fucking like rich. We made a lot of sacrifices in our life to do it, and all because we bet on that we were good. And I still think we're one of the best bands to do it. And not because I'm full of it or whatever, but I just think that there's like we always wrote our own songs, which I know it's like, oh, of course you wrote your own songs. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. We write our own songs. We never compromise the sound. We always played what we wanted to play. We always talked about what we wanted to talk about, and it took us all over the world. I mean, Japan and Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, Africa, Europe, UK. Like we went fucking everywhere. That is so fortunate, and I'm just lucky that we got to make records and play shows and have it be possible and all these people that care. Like honestly, like when we broke up or when we announced that we were done, like I was kind of surprised with how people cared. Like like I knew we did well in our spots, but like it was so overwhelmingly like we made this joke. We wanted to always play Rock and Ring, Rock and Park in Europe, and then we were like, oh cool, we're finally doing it, and they put us closing the third stage against Sleep Token. We were like, oh awesome. No one's gonna fucking be there. It's the biggest band in the world right now. So, and then we made a joke on Instagram about how like, oh, you waited your whole career for it, and then they put you the same time as the biggest band in the world, right? And then we stressed about that all fucking day. 60 seconds before we went on stage, the place was full. And I was like, fuck me, like, that's so awesome. Like, we're playing against the biggest band in the world, and there's fucking 10,000 people here waiting for us, that could have been seeing the biggest band in the world with their big new production, stuff like that, and their number one record across the world. Like, and they chose us. And it's like, I love that. I'm proud of that. But most proud is that they play our song Fortune Teller at Madison Square Garden during New York Ranger games. That was the best. So that's my favorite thing.
I love it. I did see that post about like Rock in Park, Rock am Ring on your Instagram, and I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
it was so funny. So that's what I wanted to say was like, so we said to our content person, I was like, look, if the show is good, at the last song when Craig stands up to like wave goodbye or whatever, get behind him, and then I'm gonna make him turn around and make a face at the camera to make a follow up video. And we posted it, and then within like 3 minutes, it had 100 comments. And I was like, and we were just fucking around, so we're like, oh, we're rage baiting all the Sleep Token fans. And all of the comments were like, please don't break up. And we were like, oh my God, we're just trying to fuck around and people being nice. Like, what the fuck? So it's really cool. Again, like we accomplished more than anyone ever thought we could and accomplished more than we thought we could. And so yeah, proud of it. I'm glad we get to leave it on the field.